are going to conduct your mock interview, and this interview will entirely be based on Byju's pattern. Okay. So
Yeah.
I expect two things from you. Be honest with your answers so that we can
Yeah.
provide you with the genuine feedbacks, and try to answer all the question. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Praveen, shall we begin?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So please tell us something about yourself.
Good morning, ma'am. I am myself Praveen. I was born in a village near Bobbili. I was educated in Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. I have completed my graduation from 𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐵 University in BTech in engineering background.
Mm-hmm.
My as far as my family background is concerned, my father is a politician, my mother is a homemaker, and my sister is pursuing her graduation now. And as far as my interests and hobbies are concerned, ma'am, I am confidently I confidently like to learn new things, explore to new cultures and languages, and cinema.
Mm-hmm.
I have a keen interest in interacting with people and understanding their issues and solving them what in whatever role I can.
Okay.
I confidently like to be an optimist, ma'am. I like to see myself as optimist.
Very nice, Praveen. So, Praveen, what do you know about Byju's as a company?
Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, Byjus is India's largest edtech company, which was founded in the year 2015 by Mr. Byjus Ravindran. The company offers services in professional personalized and effective learning to the learners. It brings in the top educators of India and club with technology and media to cater to the needs of the learners.
Mm-hmm.
And it focuses on personalized learning, ma'am, and
Right.
it builds on the platform of power of one-on-one learning, so to cater the needs of the students and children.
Okay. So, who is the founder and co-founder of the Byju's?
Madam, as far as I remember, Mr. Byju Ravindran is the founder of the institution. As far as my understanding goes, and as far as my brain goes, sir's wife is the co-founder. I do not know the name of her. I do not remember the name
so
of her.
in which year they established Byju's?
It was established in the year 2015, ma'am. Like I precisely don't know the. So sorry, I precisely don't know the date. As far as I read, it is 2015.
Okay. So do you know any of the latest news of Byju's? Have you read
Yes,
anything new, latest thing in the Byju's?
Yes, ma'am. As far I hail from Andhra Pradesh,
right.
Byjus has signed 500 crores deal with the MOU with the government of Andhra Pradesh, ma'am, to provide digital content for its education sector in Andhra Pradesh.
Okay. Okay. So you are a BTech, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So your background is an engineering background. Then yes, why you want to go to sales? Why are you changing your domain? There is better opportunity in the your domain also, right? Then
Yes,
why
yes,
this switch to the other domain?
Ma'am, as far as I see myself, I like to interact with people and understand their needs and seek satisfaction in satisfying their needs. So what primarily happens is I primarily wanted to work on an on-field job, ma'am. Like I have to interact with people, I have to understand things, and I have to. And as far as this role is concerned, sales role is concerned, it provides me with a good amount of growth opportunities and exposure, mainly on-field exposure, which is typically not the scenario in this ongoing software revolution. And as far as my understanding is concerned, the job gives me good economic prospects also, ma'am. So I was driven to take up this job.
But this sales job is a very hectic one, right? But if you will choose to go to your domain related job, then it will be less hectic. So why are you such? You could have done something very relaxed job, and the job related to the technologies are also like very progressive these days.
Yeah.
So we
Yes,
are in
ma'am.
the era of technical revolution. Then why
Yes,
you,
ma'am.
being into already into technical field, already engineer, you're switching to the, other domain?
So, ma'am, as far as I stated before, I would like to interact with people. That is the prime motive. That is why I'm joining things,
Yeah. Okay.
joining the job,
For that,
sales
you
job.
can take the hectic job as well, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It does
Yes,
not
ma'am.
pressure and
Like,
hectic schedule does not matters to you.
no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I understand myself, I would like to go out and interact with people, ma'am. That is the prime motive I have been joining here, because as you have talked about software revolution and things, that is majorly a sedentary role, ma'am. I have to sit near the computer, do things and all that stuff. And as far as I understand myself, I would like to have my job with some kind of challenges, ma'am, with some kind of challenges, which is not practically feasible with the software thing. And what happens with the sales thing is, I would continuously have challenges, I would continuously face them. So I would like to do such kind of a role. That is why I am going to this.
Mm-hmm. So can you name some of the competitors of the Byjus?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. An Academy, Vedantu, and as far as my understanding goes, I can remember these two.
And the companies that are acquired by the Byjus, can you name some of them?
Yes, ma'am. Byjus has taken up grade up, and it has changed its name to Byjus Exam Prep, and and it has taken some US based companies, but I could not remember their names as of now. As of now, I can remember grade up, and that's it, ma'am.
Okay. So what is the role of BDA in Byjus?
Ma'am, it is an individual contributory role to the Byjus, to spreading the Byjus way of learning to the consumers and others also, ma'am. The role gives you a responsibility to mentor and increase the sales of the Byjus products, ma'am. So that is the thing.
Okay. So do you know the difference between audio learning and video learning?
Yes, ma'am. Audio learning is basically only concerned with ears. What about talking about video learning? It is both eyesight and ears together.
Okay. So as you're applying for the sales job, right, which
Yes,
is
ma'am.
related to the business. So
Yes, ma'am.
do you have any idea about the revenue of the Byjus? What is
Ma'am,
the
as far as I have read in the internet, it is one way ahead of unicorn companies, ma'am. It is the term I cannot remember it, but it is valued around something around something in billions, ma'am. So that is the thing I can remember as far as I can.
So how you will sell a pen to me?
Pen, ma'am, this is the pen I wanted to sell you. It is a liquid proof pen. It is waterproof also. This pen works in every kind
May I
of
know the price
environment.
of this pen?
This pen is priced 10 rupees, ma'am. It works more efficiently than any other pen in the market. It writes well. It has a very good flow. It has very good flow. You can
But
write
I
speed
can get
writing,
the
and
same features in the pen which cost me around like 5 rupees. Then why will I spend extra money to buy this pen? This is just a pen, right?
yes, ma'am. But you have the extra flow to writing. This is the added advantage. And like other pens, it does not struck. It will not struck, ma'am. Those are local made pens, and domestically manufactured. It is a German made pen. It is made with German technology. So you have a wider
No,
range
but
of
actually, right now I'm like local for vocal. So I only use
yeah.
Indian based product, which are manufactured in India. So I don't want any foreign product for me.
No, ma'am.
So
No,
sorry,
ma'am.
I cannot.
I'm primarily talking about Japanese technology, not the Japanese made. So what I'm primarily talking is it is based on Japanese technology, ma'am. So that doesn't contract your saying. That's it.
Okay. So how will you sell a headphone to a deaf person?
Ma'am, deaf person. Yes. The deaf person is he like if I want to sell him an earphone, I would tell him that see deaf person, if you put in this earpods or headset, what happens is you would with the, like, you have hearing machines, right? We can replace the hearing machines with this kind of equipment. If this kind of equipment is there with you, you will be acquired to learn more.
No, but
You will
it
be
is a headphone, the normal headphone that we use to, hear voices, like the one which you're currently using, the one that we use in the mobile phone, right?
yeah.
So he's a deaf person, he can't hear. So what he will do with the earphone?
He can gift it to some other else, or he can just try to match his hearing aid with this earphone for better quality enrichment, ma'am. So that is a possible avenue he can explore, ma'am. That is the thing.
And how to sell a comb to a bald person?
Majorly seeing, a bald person is not entirely bald. His hair somewhat would be here and here. He would the comb to a hair person, the comb to a bald person can satisfy his need in grooming his side hair, ma'am, in looking more beautiful. That's the thing.
How to sell a Audi car to a auto driver?
The economic prospects with coming up of Ola and all that in major cities like Delhi and Mumbai, what we can do is we can put up our Audi. If we have a car, if we have a rich car, we can put up to the Ola. We can put up the car to the Ola, and we will be charged with good amount of price.
Yeah,
so
that's
in this
a
way
different thing. Making business with it is a different thing, but Audi is very costly car, right? So how can an auto driver afford such a expensive car?
But talking about the affordability, it is complex, ma'am. We cannot make him buy that, because if he is affordable only, he can buy that. And if we in order to convince him, we can say that this is a business opportunity you can do, and if you explore this, it will be a good thing, ma'am. Other than this, it might go somewhere extra for us to talk.
How to sell an old newspaper?
So, ma'am, this old newspaper, what I have with me, has been written in the times of emergency. So this has the atrocities committed in the times of emergency and all that. So reading this newspaper builds up the knowledge
okay,
across
and
times.
all those information are there in the internet as well. Okay, so I can just search and find. Why will I spend money to buy the old thing, when I have accessible, I can access it for free? Then why should I spend the money for it?
Ma'am, you have to spend it, because when you reading a newspaper is far more greater, far more easier than reading about emergency in an internet, after being searching the articles what you need. But you have a simplified article in the newspaper which is timed back to the emergency times. So it is far more feasible and far more easy for you to read the content from here.
Okay, let's suppose that WhatsApp has made its platform chargeable. Now it is charging ₹500. Now call to a customer and convince him to pay the charge and continue with the WhatsApp.
Yeah, WhatsApp, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. We are from WhatsApp. Your policy, your privacy conditions and policy decision of the company has changed, and you would be charged more 500 rupees because, sir, taking this 500 plans makes you empowered. Your privacy will be more secured, sir. Your data, unlike other platforms sell their data to other consumers, other businesses, we taking your 500 will keep your data secure, and will not sell it to other consumers. And you can use the Byjus account. You can upgrade it to business account also. You can do the business with it. We'll provide all the
why will
necessary
I
features.
see? We have other apps also, like Telegram, which provide the same features for free. So I will switch to the Telegram. I'll not pay 500 rupees when I have the same, features for free.
Yeah, ma'am.
So
But
I'll go with the free. Yes.
Basically, what we're talking is Byjus, Telegram sells its sells the data to third-party applications. But what we intend to do in WhatsApp is we've gotten new features in WhatsApp, like like encryption. What other platforms does not give you. The WhatsApp gives you 128-bit encryption. So encryption and decryption. So the confidentiality in WhatsApp is high, whereas whereas it is not high in other apps as such. So it is an added advantage. You cannot be traced or you cannot be sniped or swooped things and or things of all such, ma'am. So it is better to go with WhatsApp.
Okay. Now let's suppose me and my husband both are working, and we are having a child who is in grade 6. Okay. So we both managed to teach him, and he's really a scholar. He's secure above 95% in all the examination. And also he's currently studying in one of the reputed school like DPS Patna. Okay. So we don't need any Byjus product, any kind of such product. Now, how will you sell Byjus product to me when I have no need for it?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, good to hear that your son is scoring well. And ma'am, being you both being teachers and having hectic schedule in the school would effectively not engage in education of your child unless it is a proved conception. It is a conception that the teachers' children study well. But as far as my understanding goes, if a child is taught more in the home with hand holding approach, he can move forward. But we at Byjus reduces the time and energy you spend on your child, ma'am. Like we will hand mentor him. We have the module called tutor module where we'll provide one-on-one learning and enhances our grade, ma'am. As far as schooling is concerned, your children is in an DPS Patna or some good school, and he is scoring high. As far as my understanding is concerned, school level education is good, but ranking good in a school is good. But his horizon of testing should go more broader than what he is doing now.
So, but don't you think that it will create an extra pressure to him, an additional pressure? First, he will be studying in school, then he will come back and study from Byjus, and that is, online process from a tablet, or that can impact his eyes also, right? So I don't want my child is just, in class 6. I don't want him to have additional pressure. I want him to relax. And apart from the school, I want him to explore, extracurricular things, not only study and study and study, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, what fundamentally I say is this: if he doesn't understand a concept in the school, he can come.
For that, we are there. For that, we are
Yeah.
there. If he doesn't understand any concept, we are there to solve his problem.
Yeah. Yeah, but it gives him again it gives him an like if he has completed 10 chapters of history, or say something, or math something, he cannot revise it more precisely again going through the classes and all that. Byjus platform provides online uploaded classes which he can refer to again and again. And basically, ma'am, visualization is a concept which has been at the core of Byjus learning, ma'am. So if he is into visualization, he is up to the mark. He can go forward in engaging with the subject. So this is the added advantage we provide, ma'am. That is the thing.
Okay. Now, suppose there is a child who need a constant push for studies, right?
Yeah.
He get distracted very easily.
Yeah.
So now, I as the child's parent, I don't trust these online courses, because I want to hire some physical tutor, who will be present there in the moment and can monitor him if he's studying or started doing something else, right? So in video and audio learning, what he can do, he can just turn on turn off his video, and he can do anything else apart from
Yes,
studying.
ma'am.
So I don't trust this product. I will only hire physical tutor. So now how will you convince me to buy the product?
Ma'am, as far as my understanding goes, Byjus provides a mentorship program, ma'am, a mentorship, a tutor program. Sorry, a tutor program, ma'am, which is online based. Online based. It provides with lucid conceptualization, visualization, and all that. And as I can understand your problem, your child is distracted, but in this digital revolution, you cannot control your child from you cannot control your child from exploitation by digital medium as such. If he is into it, if he is into learning in computer or in digital devices, he will not be prone to much further vulnerability, ma'am, because he has understood that this computer provides me good information. I cannot majorly play on it or do something upon it, because I have been learning, I have been engaged in learning. So it gives me good scope to learn. And what he thinks is, he may not engage in such kind of activities if he is into learning. So what I basically feel is this.
So why stars blink?
Stars blinks because of the diffusion. If I remember correctly, it is basically a phenomena called diffusion. That is why the stars blink.
And what is difference between simple interest and compound interest?
Ma'am, in simple interest, the principal amount remains same all over the years which you are giving interest on, giving the amount on, and it will as far as compound interest is concerned, the principal amount gets added up, ma'am. The interest of the interest we are taking adds up to the principal again, and the compound interest is far more greater than a simple interest.
How many colors are there in rainbows?
There are Byjus. So there are 7 colors in rainbow, ma'am.
And what is volume of sphere?
Volume of sphere is length into so sorry, ma'am, I cannot recall.
Okay, no problem.
I cannot recall.
Okay, why the color of sky is blue?
It is because of diffusion, ma'am. It is because of diffusion.
And what is tagline of Byjus?
Tagline of Byjus? Sorry, ma'am, I did not observe it.
Okay, my child eyesight is weak. Okay, he cannot see properly. Now, if he will study with a tablet, or with computer, so it may affect it more. It may worsen the condition. So how will you convince me to buy your product, which is completely a tablet based product?
Ma'am, fundamentally, you have to understand this. Eyesight and learning is 2 different problems.
Yes, of course. But ultimately, he's going to study with a tablet, right? So he has to concentrate more. So it can affect his eyes even more, right?
But
it can worsen his condition.
Yes.
So as a parent, I have to think about his health as well, right? Apart from the studies.
Yes, ma'am, as far as I understand, reading in a book and reading in a computer is the same thing. And
but there are harmful rays that comes out from the computer or such electronic device, right? Which can harm his eyes even more.
Yes, ma'am. That was the situation when we do not have screen adjustment and all these kind of applications, ma'am. Like we can dim the screen, the screen can be more eye sensitive and all this, ma'am. So as the technology grows, and it is now, and the scenario now, there is certainly basically no problem with having an online based study, ma'am. If that is the case, majority of the software revolution is driven around computers. It is practically not possible for the software engineer to sustain his life. He may increase his height, ma'am, but that is the scenario now, and it is going good. So your son may be in safe hands, ma'am. That is not a big issue.
Okay. So Praveen, okay, there is a student, who is already good in mathematics and science, but weak in Hindi. So he need a help for Hindi. He need a tutor who teach him Hindi. But Byjus does not provide the classes for Hindi, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So he does not need any coaching or additional help for science, mathematics, and social science, because he's already scoring very well, above 95% every time.
Yes, ma'am.
So his parents are looking for a Hindi teacher. Now,
yes,
how will you sell the product to them when there is no need for your product?
Ma'am, we'll say that like majority of the students and in the Indian education system, they claim that they're scoring high, but the ground reality is not such. So in this scenario, what we'll do is we'll first interact with the child. We'll stress on test him on, like we'll assess him on concepts and maths concepts and science concepts. And if we have found that if he is good enough, our product is not definitely necessary. We can leave it to the parents to take or not take. But if he is found not taking, if he is found not good in his concepts and mathematical expressions, we can further request the parents saying that your student's concept is not that good, and Byjus, as far as the Hindi context is concerned, Byjus provides Hindi subtitles for English videos. And added advantage of Byjus is visualization, ma'am. It is the
no, but
base
what
on
about
which
the Hindi?
Byjus is
What about
considered.
the Hindi? It is weak.
Hindi, yes, ma'am. But
so how will he tackle his problem with the Hindi? The ultimate problem is Hindi, right?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in this software revolution, or in this scenario, he has to definitely learn things in English, ma'am, at some point of time. So what happens?
You mean that Hindi is no relevant for him, right?
No.
So he should completely ignore the language.
No, ma'am. I believe that as far as we look in the job scenario, majority of the jobs are coming in IT and all that. So it is coming in innovation.
But being
more.
a North Indian, being an Indian, day-to-day life, to deal a situation in day-to-day life, he should have a good Hindi as well. So, the parents don't want to create a pressure on him, because he is already good in maths and science. Because Hindi tuition, he need Hindi tuition, right? So they will send him to the Hindi tuition. So it will be an additional burden for him. First, he will, go to school, come back and study from Byju's math and science, in which he's already good. Then he will go to Hindi classes. So it will be very hectic for him. So it is better that they will send him to that classes which he really needs, right?
Yes, ma'am. But I can understand the situation. But as far as my understanding goes, it is majorly going to be in Hindi, majorly going to be in English. And if we are not inculcating English from now onwards, the child may face issues in the later times to come, because the rate of employment for an Hindi student or the rate of employment for the English student is far more greater, the gap between them is far more greater. And you have specifically spoken about Hindi as a language in interacting. Ma'am, as I can understand, Hindi is his mother tongue. He has inherited the language within him. So he may not learn concepts again in Hindi to explore jobs. He can interact with Hindi in the same way he is continuing doing now. So that is the thing, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Praveen, if you're rejected today, then what is your backup plan?
Yeah, if I am rejected today, I will take a feedback from you, like what kind of mistakes I have done, why have you not selected me. So I will take up the feedback from them, and I would work on them and apply to the job again after 90 days. As I have read on the internet, Byjus takes up this BDA role, BDA program, like BDA jobs every 90 days. I would again apply it, ma'am. Or that's it, ma'am.
And why should Byjus hire you?
Ma'am, as far as I understand, I have good communication skills both in English and in my language, which is Telugu. And as this is a zone-based job, as we have to work in a designated zone, the language Telugu, I am proficient in the language Telugu. That would be more helpful to the company. And I have good convincing skills. And as I have worked in an NGO called 𝐓𝐫𝐤, I have acted as a secretary of the organization. I have the necessary qualities and ability to impact and affect people in an optimum way. So I would like to bring all the abilities and qualities to cater to the needs of the Byjus and contribute to its role, ma'am. And I have a knack of giving spot answers to the customers if they're asking questions. So that adds a good advantage to my profile, ma'am. So these are all the conditions that I see. I see myself fit for this job.
And what is your salary expectation?
Ma'am, as I have seen in the notification released by Byjus, it is something around 7 to 10. So where 3 is the recurring part. I expect the same from the thing.
Okay. And are you ready to relocate to Bangalore?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, definitely.
Okay. So Praveen, this is all about your today's interview. Okay.